It's 1968 in America. Change is blowing in the wind. But seemingly far removed from the unrest in the cities is the small town of Mill Valley, where for generations the shadow of the Bellows family has loomed large. It is in their mansion, on the edge of town, that Sarah, a young girl with horrible secrets, turned her tortured life into a series of scary stories written in a book that has transcended time. For a group of teenagers who discover Sarah's terrifying home, the stories become all too real in this spine-tingling film produced by Oscar winner Guillermo del Toro, directed by Andre Overdahl, based on the children's book series of the same name. Scary stories to tell in the dark. Welcome to BodyBags. I'm your Thursday reviewer, Chris, from Chrisb Movies. You know my name is Chris. You know I love B movies, and I am all about this film. I actually found this film at Walmart, heard a couple of good things about it, but knew nothing else about it. Checked it out and really enjoyed it. And my wife enjoyed it too. That's always a plus. Happy wife, happy life, right? So yeah, like I said, it's based on a book of short stories. And it is a children's book, but I'd say not to let your young children watch this one. Because, it has some death scenes in there. Harold the Scarecrow kind of killed the town bully, even though we cheered for that. Right? Alright. So, it's Halloween, man. These three kids just want to have a good time. But, of course, and the names are Stella, Augie, and Chuck. But, there's always a bully to ruin their good time. So they play a little prank on the bully, and all the bullies and his friends are chasing them down. And they meet up with Ramon, who's at a drive-in theater, alone. He's an out-of-towner. Just chilling, watching a movie when a bunch of kids just surround him. It's like, hey, we're gonna get in your car. So he's like, what? Like literally like that. But they end up getting in his car. And of course, Tommy and his friends kind of lose them. So now they're hanging out with Ramon. He's like one of their crew now. So they decide, hey, it's Halloween. You want to check out a really cool place, man? It's been around forever and ever. It's the Bellows family house. So they go into the house and they check out the Bellows family house, which is really creepy. It's a haunted place. It's creepy as hell. Nobody should be going in there, but they do anyway. So anyways, they get into this room and they kind of get locked in the room. Eventually they get out. And they find this book that was written by Sarah Bellows. Now, Sarah was tortured by her family, and a lot of bad things happened to her. You're going to see within the context of the film exactly what happened to Sarah. Not fun stuff. But they end up with a book Sarah wrote a bunch of short stories, very creepy short stories. So, Stella takes the book and takes it with her. I was like, well, no one's around. It's my book now. I found it. But then strange things start happening to her friends, because her friends start dropping like flies. Because the book basically has a spirit of Sarah confined within it, and Sarah's still writing her stories, but writing it as things are going on, and eventually telling us, and of course Stella, of the demise of all of her friends. And so the demise of the friends is within the context a short story of themselves. Like my favorite one was Augie. And like I say, if I'm ruining stuff for you, I'm so sorry. Most of you have probably seen this one, but trust me, you gotta watch it for yourself to really appreciate this film, because it's amazing. Augie, when his story is written, it's about a person looking for the big toe. Oh, hilarious. I dropped in a full of laughing during this one. This one was absolutely hysterical. Not funny what happened to Augie, but you gotta watch this one. So that's with a short story within itself. Eventually, spoiler alert, the bully, Tommy, ends up running into a scarecrow called Harold. And you can tell that Tommy was a bully for a reason, because it's basically by the way he was raised by his family. His family is, well, they don't seem to have a whole lot of money, and they seem to treat him terribly, and they seem to make him do a lot of chores that maybe they could do. He delivers eggs and stuff, and they're not so nice in asking him to do stuff. So you can tell that Tommy did not have a good life growing up. So Tommy goes to the woods, and he sees a scarecrow Harold, and he kind of punches it and says, kind of bullies a scarecrow. Well, Harold does not take too kindly to this. And so Harold basically kills him. Oh, yeah. Like, you could see it coming. Come on. Even if you were watching the film and didn't get any spoilers from me, because, I tend to spoil a lot of things. Well, movie-wise. You kind of know what's going to happen to poor Tommy. I kind of like the Scarecrow Harold, though. And you'll see what happens after the Scarecrow kills Tommy. Good little twist within that. So, basically, the book is writing themselves. So, Stella thinks, maybe if I return the book, my friends will stop dying and bad stuff will stop happening around me. She returns it, and she goes back home. The book is, again, in her house after returning it, so now she can't escape the wrath of the book. And the book is basically writing themselves, writing new stories, and eventually, it may just get to Stella. But I won't spoil any more for you. You gotta watch this film. It is fun. It's like a kid's movie for adults. Now, we've seen this from time to time, kids' stories for adults. Like, I'd say, your teen kids could probably watch this. Maybe they're 12-year-olds, but there is some killing and some gore in it, and, maybe it might be a little too much for younger children. So you could just read the books, right? Might be better. But yeah, overall, great film, fun film. A lot of the characters in this film, the monsters in this film, are taken straight from a Guillermo del Toro film, so apparently he had a lot of input in a lot of the creatures that were in this film. Like I say, great stories, and I'm telling you, the Big Toe little story in between where Augie meets his demise, that could be like a story in a Creepshow film or an anthology film, because it was so fun and so cool and so kooky. So yeah, like the movie Creepshow, it has its comedy elements and horror elements all mixed in together. That's what I got from that one. Some of the other ones were less funny and stuff, but the Big Toe stood with me. And of course, Harold the Scarecrow taking on Tommy. Overall, great film, highly enjoyable, never overwhelms its stay. It's about an hour 30, hour 40 minutes. And like I say, it flows so well. The young kids are great actors in this film. They do a wonderful job. And this, the film looks freaking great on this Blu-ray. I got this one at Walmart from Lionsgate. So yeah, CBS Films. So it looks good. If you catch this at Walmart, I'd say pick it up. It was pretty cheap. I had to kind of double take to see how cheap it was. But yeah, it comes with a nice little slip cover. Cool artwork, and it has some stuff on the back. And you open it up, and look. And you get a digital copy too. Who can beat that? Blu-ray and DVD combo, baby. That's what it's all about. But I couldn't pass this one up because I looked at the price, and then I looked at Guillermo del Toro produce it. So it was just a given that I'd buy this film. Yeah, it kind of sold itself. Oh yeah, man. So I'd say definitely check this one out. Really enjoyable film. Has good laughs mixed in with good horror. And like I say, it's a kid's film for adults. So, you'll enjoy stuff like that, right? I usually put stuff on a cheeseometer. 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. But I'm going to put it on a regular rating scale, man. 10 tops, 1 lowest of the low. And I give it a solid 9.5. Really enjoyed this one. And I'd say check it out. It's a nice little film to watch on a Saturday night, with your more grown-up kids and your wife and girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. It's a fun little film, and I highly recommend it. That's why you should watch it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and tune in next week, because, you never know what I'm going to bring to the table. Something fun. I promise you on that one. It'll be fun. Oh, yeah. And watch all the other wonderful reviewers. They all do an awesome job. And it's random review weeks. You never know what they're going to pick. They all do a bang-up job, so check them out. Subscribe. Just hit that button below. If you haven't already, do it. Do it. Trust me, it's worth it. It won't cost you a dime either. Trust me on that one. And then you can also subscribe to Chrisb Movies, and that will only cost you 50 cents. Just lying to you. No, it'll be free. So free. It's so free. Trust me on that one. And I will see you next week, like I said before. Don't forget to watch those late-night horror movies. This is a good one to watch late night. Read up on your latest Fright Mags. Don't forget to tune in to another episode of the show we call BodyBags. And if you don't, I know Harold is still out there somewhere. He'll come and get you. Especially if you're walking through a field, a cornfield, a corn maze. He'll still get you. If not, he will find you and get you anyway. If you're at your local convenience store, he will go in there and get you. Later, guys, and I'll see you next week.